All right, we are live. I'm Arden Kwin. This is the Pro Singer Success Collective, and today we are talking about setting yourself up for success when it comes to your pre-performance routines and the power of really intentional pre-performance routines. So we're going to talk about what goes into an effective pre-performance routine so that you show up to your potential for that performance, for that audition, and you kill it. All right. So most of you, I would guess, when you are thinking about your pre-performance routine or pre-audition routine, and audition is a performance. So for our purposes here, when I say performance, I'm talking about auditions, I'm talking about recording, and I'm talking about, whatever gigs or shows. That's all under the umbrella of performance. I think most people, when they're thinking about pre-performance routines, think about what they're doing in that, hour or so, like right before they step on stage or they walk into the audition. And yes, that's important, but the reason our singers do so well in performance and auditions and recordings is because they understand that the pre-performance routine is actually what you do regularly in your daily, weekly vocal practice, mindset practice, so that when you go to an audition, to a performance or recording session that really counts, your mind actually relates to it as just another day at the office. And so here's how this works. If you're somebody who does one thing in your usual vocal practice and your usual mindset practice, so let's say you're somebody who, maybe you have like a really good 45-minute technique practice, and maybe you have a good 20-minute mindset practice, meditation practice, and that's what you do daily, right? But then let's say it's the day of the audition or the day of the performance, and you do something different. You say, oh, well, this is performance. So now I need to warm up for 50 minutes. I need to do a different meditation. And you start changing things up. And now your mind is going, oh, wait a second. This is something where there's more stakes involved. This is something that I need to be more amped up about. And you get more amped up, and then you don't get the same result that you would out of that performance or out of that audition than you do when you are in your own practice, because now your mind has made it into something different. And now you're doing things that are different, which just confirms to your mind that we're doing something else here. And then you get a different result. A lot of you don't really have a regular daily or weekly routine for your skill set and your mindset. You might practice here or there when you have a chance. You might rush through warm up. You might not have a mindset practice. You might only meditate when you have time, which is usually maybe once a week if you're lucky. And then when it comes to the day of the audition, then you do your practice. You do your full your full 35-minute warm up, your full 20-minute meditation, right? But that's not what you've been doing all along. So again, your mind makes the meaning out of it that, oh, this is something different. And now your body's reacting to that. And you're going to get a different result in whatever audition, whatever performance that you do. So what I want to really hit home here is that your pre-performance routine is actually what you set up as your regular conditioning of your skill set and your mindset routine daily. So whatever that is for you, if your daily routine for your technique is a 35-minute warm-up, a 35-minute of vocalises that warm up your technique, that condition your technique, that help you to reacquaint yourself every single day with the things that you want in your breath support, in your resonance, right? Let's say you have a 35-minute daily practice for your vocal technique, and you have a 15-minute daily meditation that you do. And that's what you do most days of the week. Let's say 4 to 5 days regularly out of the week, okay? You're training your body and your mind that this is normal, that this is a day in the office, for you as a singer. This is your work, okay? When you have an audition, a big performance, an important recording session, a big audition, let's say a callback, okay? If you have been doing that daily routine all along, then that is what you do on the day of the audition. Because that routine that you have been doing with those same technique exercises and the same meditation, your body and your mind start to get a sense of safety and security and regularity from that routine that you have been doing all along. It is stability. It is what sets you up for success every day. And it is what teaches you when you do it on that morning of the audition or the day of the recording session. You are conditioning yourself back into, right, this is just another day at the office. This is what we do. Because your mind is going to want to go, oh my God, it's a big audition. It's different. I have to do more, be more, all the things that then make you anxious and that contract your physical body, okay? And the routine is there to remind you, no, this is just another day at the office. When you do that 35-minute technique practice that you've done every day, when you do that 15-minute meditation that you've done every day, your mind and your body are going, right, this is just another day. This isn't something that I need to be anxious about. This is just what I do. Again, it's another day in the office. So when we're talking about pre-performance routines, what we're really talking about is finding your routine that works for you for your daily practice routine, your daily mindset rituals, so that when you have an important performance, an important show, you do the exact same thing, which calms your body and reminds your body it's just another day at the office. Calms your mind and reminds your mind it's just another day at the office, okay? So that is like a number one important idea for what goes into an effective pre-performance routine. The second thing that is so essential that nobody does, that nobody talks about for pre-performance routine, for a really knockout gig or audition, is the power of mental practice. So mental practice is when you don't sing. So any athlete, like the Olympics are going on right now, they are ninjas at mental practice. You will watch like the figure skaters and you'll see them sitting there like this with their eyes closed. And the commentator will be like, that's Ilya Malinin. He's getting ready. He's going through his routine in his mind, right? Or like, you guys know who he is. He's like the male figure skater who's like winning everything right now from the US. Or they'll say, they'll show the downhill skier who's like in the locker room and she's just sitting with her eyes closed. And the commentator will say, that's Breezy, what's her name, who just won the gold in the downhill for women, right? Taking herself through the route, through her run. And so mental practice, you guys, athletes understand this, of taking themselves through the game, through the routine, through the race before they've done it. Physically, they do it mentally, and it works for singers too. So in the few days, the week or so before your audition, your performance, you're going to lie down. I mean, you could do it sitting too. I think I like to lie down if I'm going to do this. And I take myself through, let's say it's an audition. I take myself through the audition, meaning I visualize myself walking into the room, putting the music on for the accompanist, like on the piano, introducing myself. I visualize, I hear it in my head. My name is Arden Kawin. I will be singing Jill Jazaria from Rigoletto. I visualize and I hear the beginning of the piano and I literally sing the aria in my head. I'm not making any sound, but I'm taking myself through that aria. I'm visualizing every single phrase, how I'm feeling it in my body. I'm breathing where I would breathe. I'm visualizing the music and the story that I'm telling. I'm literally taking myself through that song, through that audition, I'm visualizing, even if I don't know what the space looks like, I'm visualizing, looking out into the theater. I'm visualizing the lights on me as I do this. Okay. I've done this for performances too, where I've taken myself through a full set where I've been singing 12 songs, and I will lie down for 40 minutes and I will take myself through my set, making the jokes that I'm making in between the songs, interacting with audience in my head before I actually do it for real. And I will do this several times. And what happens is, you guys, your mind is a really incredible tool, because you can have an experience in your mind that then becomes an experience in your body such that you feel like you've already done it. Like, the mind is super powerful. Like, here's kind of a little bit of a racy example, but have you ever had an X-rated dream where in the dream, you're fully making out with somebody, and you wake up and you weren't actually making out with anybody, but you're flush and you're turned on, and you're, because it was so real in your mind that your body sent hormones and, dopamine and things that now all of a sudden your body had that experience, even though there was literally nobody with you in that bed making out and you were sleeping and just having a dream. Okay. So your mind is so powerful that you can create the experience before you've actually had it. And so you learn how to move through that experience and teach the body how to be, and how to, the energy that you want to cultivate. And you can do that over and over again before you actually go onto that big stage, so that by the time you get onto that big stage, your body feels like it's already been there, because you've already done it. You've already done it in your mind, and your body's already had that experience. And so it feels much more safe, much more calm. Okay. So the power of mental practice and the power of setting up a pre-performance routine that is your daily routine, that then just becomes what you do on the day of a performance, right? A pre-performance routine really isn't a pre-performance routine. It's really, what is my practice routine to condition my mind and body on the regular, that then becomes what I do before a performance, which reminds me it's just another day in the office. And then when I do my mental practice several times in the week or two leading up to the audition, the performance, now my body feels like it's already done the thing. It's not nervous. It's had that experience, and I go it and I nail it. Okay. So these are two of my favorite things to talk about with singers in our intensive training program to help them get better results out of the things that count: their recordings, their big gigs, their auditions. So play with this in your own journey, in your own, singing routines, and start to see the effect that it has over time, because these things, this is not like a one and done, you know what I mean? Start to incorporate these things on the regular. But at the same time, if you're somebody who's well, Arden, I totally get, I'm trying to practice every day, but I still am having problems with my mix, or my transitioning registers, or my breath support, or whatever. Obviously, mental practice is only a piece of this, right? You need rock solid technique foundation in order to maximize these things in your mindset, and vice versa, right? Mindset without skill set means nothing. Skill set without mindset means nothing. And so while this is an important idea for accountability and predictability that we can give you to help merge mind and body, it's only a small piece of the puzzle. And so if you're somebody who is I need support on this, I don't entirely know what's going wrong in my mind body, I don't entirely know what's going wrong in my technique, I know that I am doing all the things, I'm putting myself out there, I'm auditioning, I'm recording, I'm trying to pitch for gigs, and I'm just not getting the results that I want in the form of the high level journey and career with my singing, and I just don't know what else to do. Now is the time that we should talk, because you've had training, you're putting yourself out there, and you're still not breaking through. And so that is the situation that if you find yourself in it, I want you to get on my calendar for a discovery call. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk. We're going to talk about where you are and where you want to go and the gap between these two things. And the things that are the big issues that are frustrating you right now with your voice, with your singing career, why you are not where you want to be, despite all of your training and putting yourself out there and everything that you've been doing. And I will share with you the pillars of our intensive training program and show you how we move singers from good to great, how we move singers from where they are to where they want to go. And you'll understand the exact strategy that we use to do that. And if it's a fit for you, great. I will show you what that looks like in the intensive training program. And if that's not a fit for you, that's okay too. We can part friends, but I want you to know that there's a different way to train and a different way to understand where you are and the gap between where you want to go, that when you do and you understand the steps to get where you want to go, that it feels so much better. And if you would like me and my team to take you on that journey and to guide you through that journey, once you know the steps, then I will explain everything to you. And if it's a fit, we'll work together. And if not, that's okay too. This is a free call, but for serious singers who are ready now to get where you want to go. This is not for singers who are at the very beginning of their singing journey, who have never had any training before, who are not out there, auditioning, performing, and doing all the things. This call is not for you. There's a basic level of training and experience that you need to go get first. But if you have that and you've been at this for a long time and you are not breaking through, oh my goodness, don't waste any more time. Let's talk. Let's see if we can parse out exactly where the gaps are. Let me show you the strategy that you need to take to fix it. And then if you want my help to do that, great, we'll talk about it. Okay, so I am putting the link to book this free call in the chat. If you're watching on Facebook right now, this is the link that you need to use to get on my calendar. If you're watching on YouTube, the link to book a call is in my, it's in the video description of the live that's happening that you're watching right now. And don't be shy, guys. If you've been, hovering around and watching my lives and coming to boot camps and things like that, and you're like, you want what we have, like, get on my calendar. Don't be shy. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You get some amazing data and you go and you use it, or you realize, oh my God, this is the person who's going to help me get from A to Z. And now you can relax because you have a proven system to do that. All right, everybody, go rock your tools, implement your pre-performance routines, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye.